That was a heck of a night of football last night. Blowout win for the Buffalo Bills, and then the second game is a win for the Commanders.
Do you like the two games?
I love it. I love it so much. In fact, I cannot wait that they're doing it again next week. I love the doubleheader on Monday night. And I'll tell you why. If one game stinks, like the Buffalo game did, you get a second one. But also, it gives you a chance to watch more NFL football.
Yeah.
Because if Buffalo-Jacksonville is buried as in just another 1 o'clock game on the slate on Sunday, you're probably not seeing a lot of it. If you put two games on Monday night, without stretching out the week, I will add, right? I don't need it. I don't need the NFL to be on every night.
Yeah.
But taking one of those 1 o'clock matchups from a Sunday and throwing it on early on Monday night, to me, is a win for fans. I think it's a great idea. I love when they do it. So I like that. And last night proves why. When it's a dud, you now have a second game to watch. You can check out and have something else to see.
Yeah, and Trevor Lawrence is lucky. He got paid. That 2001 or 2021 quarterback class freaking stinks. They stink. And I mean, Justin Fields, we don't know how it's going to play out for him, but in reality, it didn't work out in Chicago, and he moved on. And he's not thought highly of. But his team's 3-0. Trevor Lawrence does not look good at all. And he has a good coach in Doug Peterson, right? Is that team loaded? Everybody's telling me preseason that team's loaded. Loaded skill positions, loaded running back, athletic on defense. This is their year. And they were going to contend in the AFC South. I never bought in because I don't believe in that quarterback. There's something off with him. Always has been. Even when he was at Clemson, I don't know if it's the rigidity, whatever you want to call it. He's very upright. And I know he's termed as an athletic guy, but it's just everything's stiff with him, it seems. But boy, watching Jayden Daniels last night, that guy's fun to watch.
So Jayden Daniels, 21 of 23. You heard one of his touchdowns there to Terry McLaurin.
91% he completed.
Other
91%
was a big guy touchdown. Trent Scott with a score. Through 3 games, Jayden Daniels has completed 80.3% of his passes. There are only a couple of other guys that have had a 3-game stretch to open a season like this.
Yeah.
Do you want to know who they are?
Sure.
One of them is Drew Brees in 2018 when he completed 80.6% of his passes through the first 3 games. Actually, through 3 games in any stretch of 3 games, not first 3 games. The other guy to do it, Tom Brady in 2007 had a 3-game stretch when he completed 79.5% of his passes in a 3-game stretch. This is historic type efficiency from Jayden Daniels to start this season for the Washington Commanders. He was the 2nd overall pick. He was the guy that was taken 1 slot ahead of Drake Maye. He would have been available to the Patriots if Chad Ryland had just missed the kick like he was supposed to in Denver on Christmas Eve, but he didn't. And if you are like Scott Zolak and you wanted Jayden Daniels, which you very much did.
I mean, that's the last 3 months of the football season. I gave Phil credit for this, Phil Perry. He said, start watching tape on him. And I went down that rabbit hole. And I'm like, holy crap.
You must be annoyed watching Jayden Daniels last night for the Commanders.
I'm annoyed not watching our 3rd pick. I know that because 3rd picks play. And I'm getting real tired of the narrative of the protection. We can't play him yet. It's so overkill one way. Like at some point, you got to play football. If you get knocked around, you get knocked around. Like, at some point, play the damn kid and let's go. Because you're talking about teams like Denver, Chicago. I'm looking at ones that have the rookies that are playing. Washington, who picked ahead of you, was a worse team than you. All of a sudden, all those 3 offensive lines are all better than what you had? Au contraire. I go back to the draft time, and that was a concern with all these guys. Like, well, they're really bad up front. All these teams really bad up front. Now all of a sudden those 3 are kind of blocking it up a little bit, and you can't block it up. And now you got the worst offensive line. How did that all switch? Because they're playing all those guys, even with bad offensive lines. And Bo Nix had himself a little bit of a day the other day.
Well,
and I'm not a fan of his.
if I could bring it back to this topic of Jayden Daniels.
I'm a fan of Jayden Daniels because he moves well. He sits upright. He's very calm. He doesn't feel like he gets flustered. And he's played the most football out of any of them when we're coming out.
Did the Patriots miss on not being able to get Jayden Daniels? Are they going to look back and say, man, if we had only had the second pick instead of the third, and we could have had Jayden Daniels?
Maybe not, because maybe they take Maye there at 2. There's no guarantee they would take Daniels if they were there too. Like, from everything you talked about after, it was Maye they fell in love with.
I agree with you on this. And
I think if they were 2, I think they're taking Drake Maye because they knew it's going to be a transition.
You would not have taken Drake Maye, though, right? You would have taken Jayden Daniels. If you had the second pick, you would have taken Jayden Daniels.
Yeah, and I like Maye.
And I would have taken Maye.
I haven't seen much.
And I told everybody, if you want to win and you want to make a pick that's about the next 2 years, take Jayden Daniels. If you want to take a pick about the next 10, take Drake Maye.
That's fair. And I understood that.
That's how I feel about both of those guys. I still have a boatload of faith that the Patriots got the right guy in this draft.
I'm just starting to think, like, there's a lot of young, bad football being played, and it's not saying that they're all playing well. Like, Jayden Daniels is playing well. Caleb Williams is not. The way this year is going, and all the stuff you talked about yesterday with your mythical 7 wins, and I said, oh, maybe they get 9. If I'm looking at it like that, play him. This might be the time to play him.
You know what else I thought about last night? With this Washington Commanders team, that Jayden Daniels playing the way that he's played, now 2-1 to start the year, would they have been 2-1 and looked like this offensively if they had hired Bill Belichick? I'm just asking Mike Lombardi that because I know that he wanted to have Senator Belichick running the team down there and also running the politics and PR for the team. Well, I'm just curious if he thought they'd be 2-1.
Maybe not 2-1, but they'd be inching closer to a new stadium, right? With all the handshaking and kissing the babies that Bill Belichick would be doing down there.
Glad hand going on. Yes, exactly. Without a doubt.
No, don't you think a lot of this, and this is why I think the two situations are different between New England and Washington. Don't you think Cliff Kingsbury has a lot to do with this?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cliff Kingsbury, he made Johnny Football go.
They've got a young, creative, offensive mind running their offense.
Mahomes, go down a list of guys he's worked with. Kingsbury's very good at who he works with. All those guys can play. And then you're playing against a team that's got a $60 million quarterback, it's got two $30 million receivers, and they can't do ass. Joe Burrow does not look good. I mean, his back foot hits, and he's ready to throw, and he's looking right, comes left, comes back right. There's still the same uncertainty I saw in week 1 with him. And that shouldn't be happening for him at this stage. Trent Brown goes down, he's probably done for the year, and he gave out.
Does the Washington roster blow you away?
No.
No, it has.
No, I don't know anybody in their offensive line. I don't know their tight end. I know the receivers.
You know their tight end. Their tight end, Zach Ertz.
Yeah, but that's it. But this is Zach Ertz. This isn't Zach Ertz from 6 years.
Old man Zach Ertz.
I'd rather have Hunter Henry. I'd rather have Hunter Henry.
That's what I.
Without
I'm
a doubt.
not impressed with Zach Ertz.
I'm just telling. No, I'm just saying. You know who it is.
He's always banged up. Yeah, but he's not giving you anything.
Yeah, it's okay. 5 catches last night? Didn't he?
They have a number 1 receiver. They have Terry McLaurin. You don't have that.
They got a 2-2. They have some guys.
No, Terry McLaurin is the guy. I mean, that's a
he's
stud. Number one receiver, without a doubt. But that was a bad football team a year ago. And a really bad team 2 years ago.
Point.
And look at how fast they turned it around.
And these situations are so much better than the situation here. Like the Bears situation, the Commanders situation, Denver situation. They're all better than this here.
They hired a head coach that has head coaching experience, whether you want to admit it or not, and give him credit for that. And they hired an offensive mind that is young and creative. That's what they did. And look at where they are through 3 weeks. Who would you rather be? The Commanders right now or the Patriots?
We laughed at the Commanders 4 weeks ago.
Laughed at the Commanders. Joke show, clown show, Commanders.
Through 3 games.
But they brought in a guy again. I know that the Patriots beat him in the Super Bowl, and we laugh at Dan Quinn. But he was the head coach there for 5, 6 years? How long was he in Atlanta?
He's there for a while,
Yeah,
right?
he was there for a while, so he knows how to run a program. He doesn't have to be a rookie training on the job with a bad team. He came in, put in his program, and had Cliff Kingsbury and drafted the quarterback and played him, and look at where they are. Or are the Bengals just that bad? Because they're the Bengals, and they're regressing to what Bengals typically are, even with Joe Burrow. That program. Something wrong with that program.
They should be better.
And by the way, that Patriots win in week 1 looks worse by the minute. Or not as valuable by the minute. Or not as important by the minute with this Cincinnati team being 0-3. So that's what I want to know. I want to know if everybody regrets not getting Jayden Daniels now after that game you watched last night in primetime. The kid looks good. And also, does it make you want to see your guy? Does it make you want to see Drake Maye a little bit more, for those of you who are hesitant?
I feel more that way than I do the first question you asked. Like, do you regret not taking a shot at Jayden Daniels? Because I'm not so sure they take him. It makes me want our guy to play more.
Hey, if you like that clip, check out more videos from Zolak and Bertrand right here. For more Patriots analysis and opinion, hit this playlist. And for all the latest from the Sports Hub, download the app at 985thesportshub.com.